What's good, everybody? My name is Ištvanić. I'm here with my homeboy Sebastian.
What's up, man?
Good to have you, brother. It's been a crazy week in Miami. So what I wanted to do with this video is focus on everything we've learned over the past couple of days. We will have a vlog, especially for all of the lifestyle content, all the people we've been hanging with, the stuff we've experienced. But I wanted to do one video where we just drop all of the golden nuggets from the past week and especially from the mastermind we attended. So stay tuned. It's going to be really, really value-packed. The first thing that I want to touch on, creatives.
Yeah.
Creative thinking, different thinking, because the weekend started with Oliver and Jimmy talking about Tabs chocolate. With everybody that's not familiar with the product, it's basically a really, really dark chocolate with some minerals and some vitamins that are increasing your libido, right? So it's basically a sex chocolate. And the way that they did it is they wanted a really viral product, right? And they had to bootstrap the whole company. And the thing is that they didn't have any money to get ads, they didn't have money to get huge influencers, so they had to be really creative about what they were doing, and I loved the presentation. So shout out to you two, to my two boys.
Awesome guys.
What were your main takeaways from that?
Yeah, so at first, I think it's going onto the market with a product that you already measured regarding, has it the potential to go viral? And I think this is like a parallel to everyone who is going into a market. You should definitely judge the potential of your product at first, before going into a market, because you want to do stuff that is easier on the side, where you want to do stuff that you can have a competitive advantage, or you can sell it in a way that haven't been sold before. And they did it with TikTok Organic. My main takeaway was that they tested at first a lot of stuff to find out what actually is the working angle for the product, and then they just rolled it out to an army of micro-influencers, doing crazy content for them and giving them the creative leeway in doing what they think their audience wants.
Yeah.
And most of the brands that started working with us, they had some elaborate briefings that they gave their influencers, and most of the time it kind of seems a little bit forced, but by doing that and just sending them like best practice videos from your site, they just have the ability to cater it to their audience. And I think that was key.
And what I really liked about it is that it's not just showing a chocolate, and like the usual way that people would market this product will probably be having a couple, they are in their home or sitting on the bed and they get the chocolate and then they eat it and then they have like a sexy moment or something. That's not what they did, right? That's how everybody would market this product. What they did was have like really, really viral potential content, right?
Yeah.
Like content that you wouldn't normally do. So what they did was, for example, they showed us some of the videos, and what they did was, imagine being in an Airbnb with your homies, right? 5 guys of you, and then the Airbnb host, they left you this sex chocolate, and then they were all like cheering and going crazy. And it's really sus, right? it's just sus, and that's why everybody was commenting on the video like, oh, that's weird and stuff, that's really sus.
Weird flex, bro.
Yeah, weird flex. Why would you take a sex chocolate with your homies, right? But think about it, it was like so smart and well thought through that it was completely different from the whole market, so I really, really liked it. This really brings me to the second presentation from Wilde, Hughes. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, what you need to have this differentiate in the market is you need to come up with these amazing creative breakthrough ideas, right? If you do it the same way that everybody else does, you will not be different, obviously, right? Quick background story to Will. Shout out to you, Will, good friend. I met Will in August in the Oxford University, where we were both speaking at the Vita Live event, and he's a fucking amazing guy. I love this guy, right? He's a genius, right? He's this one guy where you think, bro, he's like so fucking smart. He's the smartest person in the room. And what he did was he got hired at Organify, and Organify was doing 18 million a year at that time.
Not too bad. Yeah,
it's already good, right? Yeah. But on the second day at his job, the CEO went to him and he was like, Will, I want you to take the company from 18 million to 100 million within 1.5 years so I can sell it. And Will was like, how the fuck am I supposed to do this?
Yeah.
So he was nearly about to quit his job for the first whole month, right? But then he figured out some stuff, and the way he did it was he was just like analyzing it differently from everybody else. So he was thinking, what is the market overvaluing and what is the market undervaluing? And what he saw was potential in YouTube ads, because everybody scales on Facebook, a lot of people scale on Google too, right? And nowadays people are trying it on TikTok, but not that many brands are huge on YouTube.
Yeah.
So you saw a lot of potential there because again, then you're competing in a blue ocean. You don't have much competition and it's really good to scale. So what he did was he took the brand Organify from 5 to 7K in daily ad spend on YouTube to over 100K in consistent daily ad spend on YouTube.
Insane.
And that was the main growth component. So Basti, could you take some minutes to just talk about like your main takeaways and how you was able to do that?
Yeah, definitely. So Will was one of the most awesome guys I ever met, even like in private, behind the scenes. I mean, you met him before, it was my first time meeting him. And what struck me the most was that his mental framework was judging what currently is overvalued and undervalued in our company. So he looked at what are we doing right, but what are we focusing too much attention on, and what are we undervaluing in working on it. And he definitely sees YouTube ads as a channel, and we personally like to use YouTube ads too, because it's such an awesome channel to really scale. Like the scalability there is insane. And in order to crack like 100K in ad spend there, he just had to revamp the whole strategy there, because doing 4 to 5K ad spend a day for a big brand sounds like much for a smaller brand, but it's actually not that huge, because like the growth on the other platforms was just so immense. And what he did basically was breaking down the whole brand strategy into a completely new way of thinking, and he got to the point by going very introspective. So most of the time you try to come up with a lot of new stuff, you're just looking at competitors. But by doing that, you can only utilize what they already have been doing. But these insane amounts of rewards, like those big arbitrage opportunities, are only manufactured by being one cut above the rest.
Yeah.
And he came up with a system to consistently go one cut above the rest. And every single brand we personally scaled, we had these breakthrough ideas. And the brands that only had like a small growth that we worked with, we didn't came up with like these ideas. And I'm more than hyped working with him in the future to just uncover more of that creative thinking ability.
Yeah, right. Yeah, definitely. So I was going through Wilde's 101 program, right? And it's amazing. And one thing that I want to talk about, and we definitely have to put some YouTube case studies for this, because the growth that we saw with some of the brands that we both have collaborating on was fucking insane. What happened was, for example, we took a brand from like 150K to 1 million, then I brought Sebastian on, we took it from 1 million a month to 2.6 million a month, which was insane.
Yeah, with $1 million in profit. So from 1 million revenue, 1 million profit.
Yeah, in like 3 months.
It was an awesome operation from both of our
crazy.
sides. It was insane.
Other brands from like 500K to like 1.3 million in a matter of like 1 to 3 months. It's insane. And the main thing was, and I want to give you this example of like creative thinking, right? Imagine, and this is from the brand that we took from like 1 million to 2.6 million in 3 months. Imagine you have a supplement, right? And you sell the supplement to women who want to lose weight. The way that you market the supplement is not directly to the target audience, because they may not be a customer. So the way that we did it with them is we wouldn't market it directly to the target audience. We would, for example, market it to their dads, to their boyfriends, to their husbands, or their son, or somebody who wants to take care of them, right? So we wouldn't talk directly to them and say, hey, this is a great weight loss supplement, please buy it yourself to lose weight and look better. We would say something like, hey, listen, if you care about your girlfriend, right, please buy her this product, because then she's feeling better and your relationship will be better. So it's a completely new way of marketing. Maybe you can touch on that a bit.
Yeah, of course. Because most of the time when you have some messaging that is just so commoditized in your market, you're basically just fighting for scraps, because there's one who has the market share or just outbids everyone. This leads to diminishing profit margins on your side. But when we scale, we really like to be capital efficient and profitable, because most of the time the chances are that you just need the profit for your company to live. And in order to do that, you have to have some big opportunities, like you have to uncover some big opportunities where you can go after that. And selling something in a new angle to like new customers always leads to a blue ocean there, because it's still an untapped market. Even though other brands are marketing directly to these brands, you are in no competition to them, because you're selling something completely different. And by doing that, you have better CPMs, higher click-through rates, better conversion rates, and you can sell it for like even more higher AOV, because the comparability to other brands is just not there, because it's kind of unique in the way it's sold to the prospects. And by doing that, you can utilize the whole enchilada of conversion optimization, because if you're just so commoditized, there is nothing else you can do to differentiate. But if you have a new angle and you then cater your whole funnel process, I would love for you to touch on that too, the whole funnel process to the angle that works in the ads, you get this insane amount of conversions and this insane amount of throughput from A to Z, which leads to a way easier acquisition structure on the front end.
Yeah, definitely. So this is what I was sharing. I was sharing some case studies at this mastermind, and the way that we do it is based on the ads, right? And based on top of funnel, middle of funnel, bottom of funnel. You guys spend so much time coming up with an amazing creative, different angles, different positioning, different offers, and different copywriting. So please put some effort into figuring out where to send all of this traffic, because most of the brands, they have this amazing funnel, they have this like so many different ads, right? They have it all figured out, but then they send all of the traffic to the same page. I'm like, you're not going to meet your prospects and your targeted audience at the emotional stage and the awareness stage that they're in. Let's say, for example, you push out an ad on TikTok and it's completely cold traffic, it's really top of funnel. Why send it to like a product page? It's like they have never heard of the brand before and you want to sell them something. Yeah. It's like walking into an Apple store and like the second you walk in, somebody wants up to you and gives you the newest iPhone and they're like, go buy this iPhone right now. So what you should be doing is, based on the awareness stage and based on the emotional stage, meet them there. So for example, what I was talking about is like, if you have really cold traffic, send them to a page where you talk about the brand or the benefits or somebody explaining about it, like an influencer. So something like, here are 5 reasons why everybody's going crazy about this new t-shirt, right? Yeah. And then you can send them to a product page afterwards. But take them through the process of educating them around the brand and the product and the benefits.
Yeah, totally. And what you touched upon there is, in order to do that, you have to have the capacity in your brand. And most of the time, a lot of brands are lacking the capacity in doing that, because spinning up a landing page for a working angle is basically a lot of work for most of the brands. But your turnaround times were insane in the last couple of months on the brand to work with. And I would really love for you to shed some light on why it is that you have so fast turnaround times for that, because it's not like we tested 10 different landing pages and the 10th one worked. It's like out of the gate, we had a very good baseline there. And then it just kept improving. And we did it in a matter of like weeks.
Yeah. So basically what Sebastian was saying is that during the Black Friday Monday and also the Q4 period, we were just like printing our landing pages, and we were only able to do that because we have like a huge team behind it that can do it, right? We have like data analysts working on the different angles, we have the psychologists that know what to do, right? And like the copywriters, designers and developers, like the whole team being managed by one project manager or team lead, and that's why we have these like quick turnaround times. And that's like so important, because you need to have like a amazing dialed in creative process to print out new creatives, but you also need to have a really dialed in process to print out these landing pages and print out different tests that you can run on the pages. Because otherwise you're always going to improve on the creative side, but then your store looks the same or the pages look the same, and this is only going to work for so long.
Yeah, definitely. And taking what works in the ads, putting it on a landing page, improving the process there, and not stop improving there, but you really want to do like the most efficient selling system there. And Andrew talked about what he did in his case. He was like, he wouldn't run a single product right now without a landing on pre-sale page. Yeah. It was like the theme of the whole mastermind weekend. So many people, even Harvey and stuff, were talking about using pre-sale pages, landing pages, advertorials, listicles for their brands. And I think it's just such an awesome opportunity for most of the brands to really go after differentiating themselves from the competition, because everything right now is way more commoditized. I mean, you can't just make bank on a unique product anymore. Like everything that has been discovered is discovered now, basically, and you have to be one cut above still. And to do that, you have to do the stuff that is hard for everyone else, but easy for you because you utilize your resources in the right way.
Definitely. And what you were just saying about Andrew, like they are doing 16 million with one single SKU.
One single, yeah.
It's insane, right?
But his AOV is like 10 times higher than his front end price. It's the most insane funnel I saw. And he was telling me there is no single way a competitor right now can beat them, because they have 2 years ahead of them.
Yeah, it's amazing. What else should we touch on, bro? Like, what else struck with you? Yeah. I think, like, let's get a little bit away from this mastermind, because we spent so much amazing time with really amazing people. Shout out to Brian, for example, Brian Moncada.
What a G.
Fucking G, bro. If you see this, love you, brother. fucking amazing personality. So, quick background about Brian. He's been friends with Sebastian for ages, and Brian is basically running the most sought after YouTube ads agency in the whole info space. It's crazy. He's working with Sam Ovens, he's working with John Belfort, Kinobody,
Frank Kern.
Bro, like the list is endless. It's fucking amazing. So we've been going out with him for lunch. We had like some amazing conversations, and then he invited us, right? We went with him for lunch, and he said, "Yo guys, pull up tomorrow. I'm hanging with Kinobody, with Gregory, his manager, Bridger, and Eli Wilde, the best sales rep for Tony Robbins. He closed over $100 million in deals for Tony Robbins." So we just went out with them for dinner, and like just sitting there talking to them, hanging with them was amazing. It was so like mind-blowing.
Yeah, totally. And I think you can just see, spending a lot of time with such awesome guys, what is like the common factor between all of them. And if it's an Alec Fedotoff, is it a Gregor Gallagher, is it a Eli Wilde or a Brian, or like all of the other guys there, everyone shares the same character traits in some way. It's always a hard ambition and striving for excellence. It's then doing the boring stuff for the longest amount of time in the most disciplined way possible, and then getting the help from outsiders for you to do sprints and master new topics. And once they do that, they always try to consolidate that and look for the next step. And I really think, talking to all these awesome guys, it is so refreshing seeing everyone else just striving for excellence, pushing for the best. And if you see that and you're around them, you just have to push back. Once we are home, I think we're both not going to take a day off. We're just going to
straight back to it,
because there's so much stuff to go after.
Yeah, definitely. And the main thing again is your network is your net worth. I must say it again because it's so fucking important. Your network is your net worth. Like the connections you have to the people, like who is around you. It's so many opportunities. Like any problem you can solve within a matter of days. Right? Whatever big problem it may be, like a banned ad account, crazy business problem you cannot solve, a new funnel or whatever. Like any problems, there are so many opportunities. You know someone, we know Brian, he introduced us again to Eli, to Brian, to Eli, to Greg, to Bridger. And it's the same way everywhere. Like we have this client Cash. I was just introducing him to Wilde, the Organify guy. He knew an amazing person who ran up the same brand, so he's going to connect those two. It's like so quickly and so I'm like lost for words. Like so many times we just meet amazing people, and I'm like, my mind is blown. That's why I'm not finding the right words to explain it, and like try to explain you why it's so important. But it's also like why we're working with people like David Fogarty. It's not because I DM'd him or something, right? We connected on social media, he started following me, we've been chatting back and forth, we've been hanging in Miami, had a good time together, and that's why we started working together. So that's how these kind of connections are being built, right? It's social media is great, like don't get me wrong, but these in-person connections are way different. I mean, we are all humans, right? We don't want to be in front of our phone just like chatting with people a day. We want to have these in-person events. We want to build these meaningful connections with everybody. So I highly suggest you going to these in-person mastermind events. This is a game changer. This is the fucking biggest differentiator for your business.
100%, and most of the deals that we're very proud of came through network. And most of the time, it's not only a selfish reason to do that for you, but also to impact more people. I mean, we had such awesome lunches and such awesome dinner dates with a lot of stuff, with a lot of guys, where you're just thinking, damn, I'm just sitting here with all of these G's, how did that happen? It's a snowball effect, basically, and if you provide some value to them, everyone has the reciprocity in helping you out in another kind of way to show up, in any weight, shape or form. I'm lost of words too here too.
Let's wrap it up, bro.
Let's
it was
wrap it up,
a
man.
fucking amazing week in Miami. I really enjoyed the time with you.
We'll
not be the last time in Miami for sure. We'll be back, baby.